Welcome, beautiful soul, to another episode of Awaken Your Authentic Self. Before we even step into today's conversation, I want you to pause. Just pause with me for a moment. Take a deep breath in, and with your exhale, release any weight you've been carrying from earlier today, from yesterday, even from earlier this week. Because what we're about to enter isn't just another teaching, it's a journey, an unfolding. Think of this as a space where we gather not just to add more information to our minds, but to soften into a deeper knowing that our souls already carry. Today's theme is one that can change everything about the way you see your life, your choices, and your power. Everyone is trying to manifest their dream lives, but the truth is, you manifest where you are. And to explore this, I want to give you a metaphor. Imagine a box of Legos, those colorful little building blocks. Everybody knows about them. We probably all played with them as kids. Inside the box is every piece you need to build something extraordinary. Some of us have instructions, some of us don't. Some begin with clarity, others just start putting pieces together. And at times you get far into that building, only to realize something doesn't quite fit. You take it apart, maybe not all the way, just far enough to find the spot where it all went off track. You adjust, you rebuild, and you continue. Life is very much like this. Every thought, choice, and belief is a block. Every chapter of your journey adds to the structure of who you are. And when things don't fit, when what you see doesn't match your vision, you're not failing. You're simply invited to strengthen your foundation. That's the spirit we'll be carrying with us as we explore manifestation today. Here's the thing. Manifestation isn't something you switch on like a light. It's not reserved for special rituals under the moon, although I love those, or vision boards pinned neatly on your wall. And yes, I have one of those too. It's happening all the time, in every moment of your life. Every thought you think, a building block. Every emotion you feel, another block. Every word you speak, every belief you hold, every action you take or choose not to take, more blocks are being placed. No matter how old you are or where you are in your life, you are always building. You are always manifesting. I want you to think back maybe 5 or 10 years ago. Think about where you were then. Think about your environment and surroundings, what you had back then, your possessions, and what you wanted for yourself, no matter how small it was. Now fast forward to today. How is your current life a reflection of the desires those 5 or 10 years ago? Can you see how you manifested your life thus far? Now, have your dreams changed paths since? Do you now have a different vision for your future? When you realize that your then is your now, that makes your future your script to rewrite. You are always unconsciously manifesting. This is why it is so important that your actions and your words always match your thoughts. Think of it like waking up in the morning. If your first thought is, I didn't sleep enough, that's a block. Then maybe you scroll your phone and you see something stressful. That's another block. You carry that into your morning, into your work, into your conversations. By lunchtime, you have built a tower of stress that literally started with one small piece. Now let's flip the script. If you wake up and think, thank you for another day, and maybe you stretch and you breathe deeply before you reach for your phone, now you've placed a block of gratitude. That one piece sets the tone for the next and the next. Suddenly, your building looks very different by noon. I remember a day when everything seemed to go wrong. It was one of those rare occasions. Yes, I squeaked. I had an in-person meeting, which in itself started my day in a very cranky mood. The traffic ended up being insane at 10:30 in the morning when everybody in my head should have already been at work. I spilled smoothie on my dress in the car. I missed that last minute email asking us to be prepared by bringing certain items with us. By midday, I thought the universe must be against me. But really, the universe was simply reflecting the blocks I had already stacked that morning. The foundation of my building was frustration, so the whole day kept building on that frequency. I want you to think about the blocks that you've been stacking today. Are they heavy and gray, filled with stress? Or are they light and colorful, filled with gratitude and trust? Just noticing gives you the power to shift the next block that you place. Now let's talk about alignment. I know everyone loves talking about being aligned when their lives feel chaotic, but sorry, not sorry. It is the key to becoming the version of yourself you truly envision and desire. It's about being willing to put in the work, the energy, and the self-love to show up for yourself every single day. When you do that consistently, alignment is the desired after effect. It happens quietly, but it happens. Manifestation isn't just about having the building blocks. It is about how you arrange them and whether the structure you're building reflects the vision that you hold. If you are desiring to build a castle, but you keep stacking your blocks in the shape of a small hut, you're going to feel out of alignment. You'll look at what's forming and think, this isn't what I wanted. That's what happens when your frequency doesn't match your desire. You want love, but your blocks are fear and distrust. You want abundance, but your blocks are scarcity and doubt. You want peace, but your blocks are chaos and self-criticism. It's not that the castle isn't possible. It's that the pieces are not arranged to support it yet. After the death of my second husband, I was someone who wanted desperately to manifest financial freedom. I visualized it. I prayed for it. I journaled it, even though I hated journaling. I tried everything. But my daily choices, my blocks, were rooted in lack. I constantly said, I can't afford that, or money is so hard to come by. I was so afraid of spending for fear of being without anything. I was building, yes, but my structure reflected scarcity, not abundance. When I began shifting my daily frequency, celebrating even the smallest inflows of money, literally speaking gratitude for what I had, spending with trust instead of with fear. And one of my favorite things to say to myself as I spend money, especially the super large amounts, is when money goes out, it returns to me tenfold. It changed my structure. Suddenly, opportunities and new sources of money just started aligning with my vision. So take one desire you're holding right now and ask yourself, if this desire is the castle, what blocks am I stacking today? Do they belong to the same building, or are they forming something else entirely? This is where it gets profound. Your life right now is the house you've already built. Look around, your relationships, your health, your work, your home. Every piece is a reflection of blocks you placed in the past. That doesn't mean you should feel guilty if that makes you unhappy. It means you should feel empowered, because just like the Legos, nothing is permanent. If you don't like the shape of your building, you can rearrange it, restack, even take apart the sections that don't fit anymore. Think about it. When you were younger, you might have built what blocks you had at the time. Maybe fear, survival, old programming from family or society. That's okay. That structure, it carried you until now. But as you awaken, you begin to see you have more colors, more shapes, and more possibilities. So does life around you. You realize, I don't have to keep building with just the old boring square blocks. I can create something new, something extraordinary. Just 2 years ago, almost everything in my life felt out of alignment. And my job was the major culprit. I was exhausted, overcommitted, constantly saying yes when I wanted to say no. And when I did say no, I was told that that was not an option. The only thing that was going right around me was my newly manifested relationship. And yet, I kept trying to manifest freedom and abundance. But what kept showing up? More exhaustion, more commitments, and more reasons to stay in that place. I could not find the time or space to care for myself and took major steps backwards with my goals as well as with my health. My building, my dream looked nothing like the vision in my heart. It was not until I began to dismantle some of those old structures, really learning to say no and sticking to it, learning how to prioritize rest and honor my needs, that I created the space for something new in my life. Dismantling did not mean losing the experience of the time spent. That means I take the experience of the last 16 years and apply it differently to where it now fits into my newly aligned timeline and creating something extraordinary with it. I just recently left that job. And in doing that, I found my peace. It was like taking apart the sections that didn't fit while keeping the foundation. From there, I could build higher, truer, and with more faith. And that is where I stand today, talking to you now, standing true in my faith and rebuilding on my new foundation. I invite you to take one area of your life that feels stuck or frustrating right now and ask yourself, what building have I created here? And what blocks have I been stacking to form it? Then imagine removing just one block that doesn't belong and replace it with one that does. Now, here's where we bring it all together. Manifestation it's not a vending machine where you put in a wish and receive the exact item instantly. The divine, whether you call it source, God, universe, spirit, loves you way too much to hand you something you may want but are not ready for. Think about it. You're watching TV, and suddenly a majestic horse gallops across the screen. Your heart leaps and you say, "Ooh, I want a horse." Now, if the universe plopped a horse into your living room at that exact moment, it would be chaos. I mean, personally, I imagine running around confused with no space, destroying everything you have and pooping everywhere as a gift. Honestly, you might love it, but you wouldn't know how, and you probably wouldn't be able to be in a position to care for it. You wouldn't have the land, the stable, the food it needs, or the resources. It wouldn't be a gift. It would ultimately be a burden. So, what does Source do instead? It wants you to have all of your heart's deepest and even the not so deep desires. It will begin weaving opportunities into your path. Maybe you meet someone who owns horses. Maybe you find someone, or you find yourself drawn to books or shows about horse care. Maybe an opportunity arises for you to volunteer at a stable. These are the blocks being placed, the preparation for the reality you asked for. The universe doesn't give you what you demand. It gives you what you are prepared to hold, to nurture, and to sustain. And the preparation is a form of manifestation. It's also an exciting part of the journey, the story that you get to tell. Here's the beautiful truth. The term starting over sounds scary, but you don't need to scrap everything and start from scratch. Every time you rebuild, your foundation is taller and grows stronger. A person who starts a new job after working this old one for 20 years is not starting over. They are starting with 20 years experience. That's the strong foundation. Let's think about the Legos again. The first time you try to build something, you might fumble. The vision in your mind doesn't match what's forming, right? You take it apart, try again. Maybe this time you get frustrated and maybe you even walk away. But when you come back to it, you're wiser. You remember which pieces fit and which didn't. If you were trying to build a tower 20 blocks high, but your foundation is only 3 blocks wide, the higher you go, the more unstable it becomes. The universe knows this. So instead of giving you more height right away, it invites you to widen your base, to strengthen your foundation, to ensure that the dream you're calling in won't collapse underneath its own weight. Each attempt strengthens your foundation. Each experience, your past experiences, become part of the base that you're building on. And the next time you start further along, life is the same. The relationship that ended, the job that didn't work out, and maybe even that dream that fell apart, it wasn't wasted. None of that time was wasted. Those were the blocks that taught you what fits and what doesn't. Each dismantling gave you a stronger base, different boundaries for the next creation. Up until recently, I desired a big promotion in my old job, which meant more opportunities, more visibility. During my interview for the transfer down to Florida, I was asked by the man who would be my new boss, where did I see myself in 5 years? I remember laughing and I said, your role. This year would have come to fruition. That would have come to fruition if not for last year's clarity. But then I thought, I'm ready. I want it now. But what the universe gave me instead was a reality check of what it was I was asking for. Not only did I get an opportunity to see through my manager's eyes what his stress level looked like daily by working with him, but my own workload intensified, creating a more stressful work environment with no work-life balance. When I decided that was just no longer my path, when I made that conscious decision that this does not align with me anymore, I was provided with a season of slowing down, of creating systems, of learning boundaries. At first I resisted, but later I realized that without that preparation, the expansion of getting to where I am right now, leaving them behind and building for myself independently of them would have burned me out. The universe did not withhold my dream. It prepared me to hold a more aligned one more sustainably. Think of one thing that you're calling into your life right now. Instead of asking, why isn't it here yet? Shift the question to how is the universe preparing me to receive this? Notice what small steps, lessons, or opportunities are already showing up as preparation blocks. If you're able, I would like for you to place one hand over your heart and take a deep breath in. On your exhale, whisper softly, every block I've placed has brought me here. I honor my foundation. I trust my building. And I choose my next block with love. So, we've explored how manifestation is constant, how frequency matters, how life mirrors your building, and how the universe prepares you. But the question often becomes, okay, but how do I actually align with what I want? How do I raise my vibration to meet it? This is where the inner work comes in. Imagine again that Lego castle you want to build. You can't just force the pieces to fit together if your foundation is shaky or your blocks are scattered. You have to pause, reorganize, sometimes even sand down some of the rough edges of a block so it fits smoothly. Alignment is the same. It is about tending to yourself, your body, your mind, and spirit so the structure of your life resonates with the reality that you are calling in. So I want to talk about 3 areas of alignment, and those are beliefs, emotions, and embodiment. Your beliefs are like the blueprint for your building. If the blueprint says, I don't deserve love, but you are trying to build a house of intimacy and connection, you will feel a constant mismatch. To align your beliefs with your desires, you need to gently rewrite those inner blueprints. Oh, why am I stumbling? That doesn't mean bulldozing over them. It means questioning them, softening them, and replacing them with truer, kinder ones. When you can, I would like you to write down one desire and then ask yourself, what belief would I need to hold in order for this desire to feel natural? If your desire is abundance, maybe the belief is money flows to me with ease. If it's love, maybe the belief is I'm worthy of deep, nourishing love. Begin speaking these truths, whether you believe them to be truths or not, they are. Speak them to yourself daily, not as empty affirmations, but as seeds that you are planting into your soil. Trust that when your soul is ready, all those planted seeds do begin sprouting. Now, if the beliefs are the blueprint, emotions are the energy that gives life to the building. Your desire lives on a certain frequency, a frequency of joy, love, and expansion. To align with it, you practice cultivating those same emotions right now, even before the desire arrives. That does not mean bypassing hard emotions or pretending to be happy all the time. It means gently training your nervous system to spend more time in the frequency of openness and gratitude. Each day, give yourself 60 seconds. That's 1 minute of your day to feel the emotion of your desire as if it's already here. As you do this, and you are experiencing the emotions of love and joy, those are the biggest igniters of manifestation. If you want love, feel what it would be like to be embraced. If you want abundance, feel the safety and expansion of resources flowing in. Even 1 minute of truly feeling it shifts your vibration. Finally, embodiment is the physical, practical way you live your life as your desire is already unfolding. If your dream is health, do you honor your body with movement and proper nourishment? If your dream is abundance, do you treat the money you already have with respect? And change your mindset when it comes to spending. Don't think of it as spending. Think of it as circulating it. Because when we circulate money, when we circulate things, it means it returns back to us. Billionaires do not fear spending because they know in their hearts that it's going to be replenished. This is the thought process you want to embody. This thought process encourages money to return back to you. If your dream is freedom, do you create little pockets of spaciousness in your daily life? Embodiment says to the universe, I am not just wishing, I am preparing. I am living in alignment with what I'm calling in. I invite you here to pick one small embodied action today that aligns with your desire. If it's love, maybe you write yourself a cute little love note. Buy yourself some flowers, take yourself out to a movie or out to eat. If it's abundance, maybe you bless the money you spend on your morning coffee. If it's peace that you want, maybe you take a 5-minute pause just to breathe. These micro actions are the new building blocks being placed to align you, each one shaping the house of your manifestation. Now, raising your vibration isn't about perfection. It is about tending to the garden of your inner state. There are very simple ways to raise your frequency, including gratitude journaling. Every day, write down 3 to 5 things. I'm sure you can find 3 to 5 things every day that you are grateful for. Noticing what's already aligned and bringing you joy encourages more of the same. Breath work, meditation, these help to calm the nervous system and bring you into presence. Spending time in nature. Oh, I talk about that all the time because nature vibrates at the natural frequency of harmony and wholeness. Movement, music, inclusive of dancing, stretching, singing, anything that moves energy throughout your body. And acts of kindness, because generosity always multiplies the frequency of love. Remember, raising your vibration is not about escaping where you are, but about gently lifting your state so that it resonates more and more with the reality you're calling in. Think of it like sorting through your Lego box. Yeah, let's talk about the Lego some more. Some of the pieces are cracked. Some don't belong to this set. Some of them are perfect. Raising your frequency is like choosing the brightest, strongest pieces, polishing them all up, and arranging them so that they form the house you've always envisioned. If you can, close your eyes for a moment. Place a hand on your heart, one in your belly, and just whisper to yourself softly, I align my beliefs, my emotions, and my actions with the frequency of my desire. I am both preparing and embodying. I am raising my vibration with each block I place. Take a deep breath and just feel that truth settle into your body. So, my loves, let's gather everything that we've kind of explored today. Manifesting where you are, alignment, building blocks, the wisdom of source, and how to align and raise your frequency. And let's embody this together. Let's put it all together and just embody this in a practice, okay? So if you are able to close your eyes, I encourage you to do so. If not, you can soften your gaze and just follow along with your imagination. But do take a slow, steady breath in through your nose and gently exhale through your mouth. I want you to picture yourself standing in front of a wide open space. The ground is firm beneath you, and in your hands is a box filled with colorful blocks. These blocks are all of the moments of your life. All of the thoughts you've ever had, the feelings, the choices, and the lessons. Some of them are bright and vibrant. Others are heavy, maybe even chipped or uneven. But all of them belong to you. In this space where you are standing, you are invited to build your soul house. The life that reflects your truest self. You start by laying down your foundation. Maybe those blocks are labeled as gratitude, compassion, truth, self-love. Notice how steady the base feels as you place them. Now begin to build upward. Each block you add is something you've learned, something you've lived through. Maybe one block represents a challenge you overcame. Yay. Another one is a relationship that shaped you, that one that taught you healthy boundaries. Another is a dream you held on to even when it seemed far away. With every block, your structure grows taller, stronger, and more beautiful. Now pause for a moment and notice. What does your building look like right now? Is it simple? Is it ornate? Or is it still in progress? Just observe. No judgment. Now imagine a desire you've been calling into your life. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's abundance, healing, freedom, or peace. See it. See that desire shimmering before you like a vision of the finished house. And now ask the divine, ask the universe, what foundation do I need to strengthen in order to hold this vision? What building blocks are being placed in my path right now to prepare me? Maybe you see opportunities to learn new skills. Maybe you feel nudges to release old patterns. Maybe you realize the preparation itself is love in disguise, self-love. Take another breath in and whisper softly to yourself, I trust the process of my building. I honor my foundation. I am always manifesting, and I am always being prepared. Now imagine stepping back and looking at your soul house from afar. Notice how it already stands. It is probably stronger than you may have even realized. Every rebuild you've been through in your life, every dismantling, every restart, and fresh start has brought you here with a deeper foundation and a higher structure than before. Feel gratitude rise up in you for every block you've ever placed, even the ones that seem like mistakes. Because remember, all mistakes are opportunities for learning and growth. Because together, they created your masterpiece. So remember, dear one, when you think that you are not manifesting, you manifest where you are every single day, consciously and unconsciously. Not from a distant future, not from someone else's blueprint, but from your own foundation right here, right now. And every block you place is preparing you for the timeline that you are stepping into. Every block you place, every thought, every emotion, every belief and action is shaping your structure, a temple that reflects your soul. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to get it right the first time. Just like the building blocks, right? You can rebuild, reimagine, and build again. And the most important part is with every attempt, your foundation gets stronger. You are never starting over. You are always starting from further along. So as you move into your day, I want you to ask yourself, what's the next block I want to place? And is it aligned with the building I'm here to truly create? Remember, you don't manifest what you want. You manifest where you are. And the beautiful thing is, where you are can shift in any moment. And if you've been feeling the call to deepen into this wisdom, to sit with the energies and allow them to guide your building even further, I want to gently invite you into the High Priestess Energy Portal. For the week of October 5th, we will be stepping into her current, an energy that opens the hidden layers of intuition, alignment, and preparation. Think of it like being handed the sacred blueprint for the next phase of your house. She helps you to see not just the blocks you're placing, but the subtle energies beneath them, guiding you toward a structure that feels truly aligned with your soul's calling. So if you're ready to walk through that doorway to explore deeper mysteries and prepare your foundation for what's next, it's $11 a month. I'd love you to join me inside the portal on Supercast. The link is in the show description. Until next time, may your building be steady, your foundation be love, and your heart remain open to the divine architect that walks beside you in every step of your creation. Thank you for journeying with me today. If this episode resonated, share it with someone you love, and let's ripple this awareness into the collective. Until next time, stay rooted, stay aligned, and keep building your masterpiece.